on the units of alcohol and that you can't really count how much you drink really is a step in the right direction.
Now, for years, Formula One has been the empire of just one man, but tonight Bernie Ecclestone's domination of the sport is facing its most serious threat so far. Today, a High Court judge ruled that Mr Ecclestone had no defence in his battle with three creditor banks who are demanding the right to appoint members to the board of the company which controls the sport. Their victory means Mr Ecclestone may lose control of the company, but he's not giving up yet, as our business reporter Faisal Islam explains.
It's a name synonymous with Formula One. For nearly 3 decades, Bernie Ecclestone has dominated the sport like a colossus. But today he lost his iron grip after a High Court judge effectively handed over control of Ecclestone's companies to a consortium of banks. As we reported last week, today's ruling could destroy Ecclestone's empire. He runs the sport through his family's Liechtenstein-based Bambino Trust, which owns just 25% of Slek Holdings, the parent company of Formula One Holdings. The other 75% is owned by Speed Investments, formerly owned by the German media giant Kirch. When it went bust, the three creditor banks inherited its share. But despite their majority stake, they have no control over the board of Formula One Holdings. Today's ruling reverses that, theoretically allowing them control of Formula One Holdings and all its subsidiaries.
Simple implications are that the banks have control of the board of Formula One Holdings, which is, as we know, the company that essentially is at the top of the tree of the operating companies. They are now, the banks have said they are now going to go after control on the operating companies below Formula One Holdings, which actually run the sport day to day. And that is going to happen. Proceedings will take place.
The private jets, helicopters and fast cars that surround the Formula One circus were all here at a hotel in Heathrow today for a meeting of Formula One bosses. There are any number of ructions dividing those within the sport, from testing Ferrari's dominance and the future of the British Grand Prix, but Bernie Ecclestone was putting a brave face on today's news from court.
I certainly, from a personal point of view, did not detect a man who I happened to be sitting next to in the meeting in any way, shape or form worried. He seemed a confident Bernie Ecclestone that he always is, and he didn't, the body language wasn't of somebody who was concerned that the future was going to be anything other than what it is at the moment.
But the complex web of business deals that make up Ecclestone's F1 are under a series of threats. There's a rebellion from the sport's main manufacturers like BMW and Ferrari, who are threatening to set up a rival tournament. He's responded by signing new deals to hold Formula One championships in countries like China, which extend well beyond the current financial arrangements. As this programme's revealed, he's also attempted to trademark the words Grand Prix and British Grand Prix, even though they're used for a range of other sports. Somewhere in the middle of this multi-directional power struggle lies the fate of the British Grand Prix at Silverstone. The team bosses voted to back the race today, but the race's current hosts have been reluctant to sign up to the lengthy 7-year deal offered by Ecclestone.
There is still the issue of the BRDC doing their deal with Bernie Ecclestone. That does need to be done over the next few days. I would sincerely hope for all of Britain, for all of the people that love and want to see a British Grand Prix, that nothing after all this effort gets in the way of that deal going ahead.
Ecclestone is suggesting a 48-hour deadline to secure the British Grand Prix, but it's the deadline on his own highly profitable dictatorship that he might be pondering tonight.
The times and trials of Bernie Ecclestone when we come back.